Good morning, my fellow FCAYers. It's Kali here. We are going back to the studio. Yay! So, a little heads up. First off, the first class should be this Sunday. I want to say it's the 14th, but I want you to check your calendar, make sure I'm right. After that, before I go any further, there's been a change to the time in the Sunday class. It will now be at 6:30. Next Wednesday at 10 a.m., I will start the fundamentals class back up in studio. For the time being, we're holding off on the Friday night class that we were doing. We'll get back to you with that in a little bit. The other big changes because of social distancing, and we're still in the middle of that. Don't think it's gone away. But our class will be limited right now to 6. That way we have proper distancing between the hammocks. Keep in mind that there will be sanitizing going on. We will be requiring that when you come into the studio, once you've signed in, if you have to do it in studio, or everyone, we will have hand sanitizer as soon as you walk in, so it'll be available to you. Unless you choose to go to the bathroom and do a manual hand washing. But either way, we're going to ask you to do some hand cleansing on your way there before you get into your hammocks. As normal that we were doing before, once everybody finishes their hammocks, they get a liberal dosing down with an EPA cleanser, disinfectant. Right now we're using Lysol, but there are other things that the CDC has recommended and said that's okay to use. So depending on what we can get our hands on. Have you tried to buy Lysol lately? It's a trip. Anyway, our big thing is that we are ready to get back in the studio and see you, and we just hope that you're ready to see us again. Keep in mind, because I said that there's only 6 spaces, it's going to be very important for you to sign up in advance. Now, whenever we can start to add more hammocks in, we will do so, and we'll let you know that also. So, in the meantime, remember, I am fundamentals. That's what I teach. So today's flow will be a very fundamental flow. Just like when you would go to a traditional yoga class, sometimes you do the same positions each time you go. And we do the same thing in aerial yoga. It's still yoga. So let's just do a very minimal flow, just getting both sides open, opening the pelvis, and your warriors. Let's start there. So, we may not be using the loops. It all depends on your stability today, so that's not a problem. But I'm going to start this time at the back here. I'm going to put in my left leg. So I lift up here, get it in, and the fabric is behind the knee. Now remember what I said before, I have hip issues on my left side, so my depth may not be your depth. You do you. Here we go, just nice and easy here. So I'm choosing just to start with my hands out to the sides as much as possible. I've got my hips forward as much as they can, and my right foot is at a slight bit of an angle out. So from here, I take a nice inhale up, and I'm leaning forward. I'm keeping that back heel down on the mat, just as if I were in a traditional warrior 1 position. I'm trying to make sure that I am up and down here. I'm not leaning into my fabric. I'm still at that upright position. From here, I could inhale my arms up, pressing forward, making sure I've got a slight bend in this right back knee. So here, I'm warrior 1. I pull back. I'm opening for my warrior 2. So I just switch my foot, readjust my fabric as needed. And now for me, this going out really can take a toll on this left hip. So mine won't be as deep as yours, probably a little more shallow. But here I go, I'm going out to what is comfortable for my body. So I'm at my warrior two, a couple of breaths here. Then I'm going to slide through for that side angle. I go straight through. I'm taking that left hand down. The right is going up. I can even press into the fabric if I want it to help me get a little more of a twist out of this. I'm coming back up. I pull back because I have to be aware of what's happening with this hip here. So I came back from my warrior two. I'm going to come to a forward fold, turning those hips back, squared as much as possible, toes lifting up, taking my forward fold, either hands down, or I can hold on to the leg itself. Bringing myself back up, because I want to turn around, I'm taking the fabric all the way under the ankle. I'm grabbing hold, just so you can see here. And I have to be hyper aware of internally rotating this hip. So I make sure I got a nice bend in the knee. The fabric is down at the ankle. I take my turn. And from here, trying my warrior three, pressing the right foot down, pressing the left back. I'm in warrior three with my arms out at a T, or I can have them back, we call them my airplane wings, or I can even bring it forward. From here, the hands will go down. I step back for my three-leg dog, pressing back just like I was in a traditional three-leg dog. For a little bit of strengthening in my upper arms here, I'm going to come back forward. My shoulders are over my wrist, making sure that my wrists are shoulder width apart, bringing in my tummy a little bit, finding engagement in my core, and I'm going to lift that right foot for my floating plank. 3, 2, 1. Bring the right knee down, pressing back into that upward pigeon shape. Pressing back. If you want to take it down and lie down with it, that's fine too. That's not what I'm looking for today. I really just want to get a nice stretch along the left front body here. And once I finish, I slide that foot out. And you can come down here to this tea ceremony position if that works for you. If you need to do your child, you can open up those knees and fold forward. But that's not me today. So I'm hanging here. I'm just going to do a little front body opening and a little opening my quadriceps and also the shins. So I'm just going to take my fabric, find myself a wrist wrap, because that is what works for me. And I'm just leaning back. Just a nice lean. And I can do a little sway side to side. And to come back up, I'm just pulling myself back up. And this is just something that I'm just trying to do for myself, because I can work with that upper body strengthening, but to hold myself up, it's not working so much anymore. So every once in a while, I'll do a pull and see if I can do it. Yay, I did it today. But I'm letting that go. Turning back around to look at you. And I'm just going to come straight on up. We'll do a quick on the other side. Again, once again. Now the left, no, that's not left, that's right. So my right knee is going in, preparing for my warrior one. This time pressing forward. There's still space between me and the hammock. So on this side, my depth is a little more. So I'm warrior one here. I'll inhale my arms up. Releasing back, taking the turn, opening up for warrior two. Really pressing back, but I've got space and I'm making a mild bend in this left knee. I'm coming through for my side angle. Right hand down to right foot. Lifting that left up. If I want more of a little twist, I can use the fabric to aid in that. Coming back up. Bringing it through. Stepping back for my forward fold. Squaring my hips where I can. I'm just letting my hands dangle here, or interlace actually. Just for 3, 2, 1. Bringing this back up. I'm going to take just a little move here because I want you to just take another look aside this angle here. So my knee, I want to really bend the knee, bring it down. Oops. Step back. Make sure I'm up my plum. And from here, my warrior three, really pressing back, arms airplane wings at the sides or straight ahead. Arms down, 3-leg dog, traditional type, shoulders back. For my little bit of strengthening, back over the shoulders, making sure my palms are under my shoulders, engaging my core, lifting that left leg, holding 3, 2, 1. Left knee down, pressing back for that open spacing. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm attempting to make space, where I'm making space. Pressing back for 3, 2, 1. Bringing that knee up, making the choice if I want to stay in this tea ceremony type position. Remember, us Florida wearers, we still need to make space along the fronts of the shins, especially if we're in our flip-flop sandal mode, because the toes really crunch to hold that shoe in place. So that's all we're going to do today. I'll still have to make a decision if we're going to be doing any more snacks once class opens up. But I want to thank everybody that has been on this virtual journey with us for the last several weeks. And I hope to see as many of you as possible in the studio. Thank you. This is Kali saying, I'll see you later.